Hey guys, welcome back to Lindasresinroom. So what we're going to do today is do this mold because if some of you know and some of you may not, I work in addiction medicine and I have a patient that has had 2 years clean and sober in December from alcohol. Now, about on this first year anniversary, I made a plaque for them and for congratulations. So they asked if I would mind to make them a 2-year plaque. And they said they'd pay for it, but I'm not charging them for this. They deserve this. 2 years clean and sober, and they've opened up their own AA meetings and NA meetings to help the community, and they've done wonderful. So I think they deserve more than this. So that's what we're going to do, is make this plaque. The last one I made was in blue, and they want this one in red. So that's what we're going to do. Now, y'all know reds are kind of tricky. So Bucky red from Eye Candy. That's my go-to red. It's a red. And then I'm going to do this grenache from this little piggy. It's also a red. And then we're going to put in a little white. So hopefully it doesn't turn pink. We'll see. I'm tempted to put glue in the white just to try to keep it from mixing too much, but I'm not going to. If I need to make it again, we'll make it again. So we're going to start with 9 ounces. I just need a base because I need to do 10. I'm going to have to do 10 because of my cup. Once this cures, then I need to put the lettering that I will cut out with my Cricut. And then we'll put a clear coat on top. So let's do 10. I was going to do 9 because I was going to do 3 of each color. So what I might do is take an ounce out. We'll see. I don't want to fill this all the way. Yeah, I could just mix the colors up. If I have extra, I can use it to make something else, right? Okay, almost to 10. Just about. Good deal. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to get this mixed up, get it separated, and we'll be back to mix some color in just a moment. All right, guys. Got the resin mixed up. Now let's put 3 ounces in each of these cups. So we're going to go down to 7. Let me scrape all this down, see where I'm at. 7. Perfect. Now, this one should be 4, and we are almost on 4. Good deal. So we're just going to put a little bit more in that one. Or you know what? We'll do that one for the white. Do less white than the rest, right? Let's get this. Well, I got to mix them. All right. I should have done my color first, my mica powder, but you know, I always forget every single time. Never can remember. Okay. That'll give us a little shimmer. I thought about doing a little red glitter in it, but changed my mind. Doing the 2 mica powders and then the glitter instead of the white. Isn't that pretty? Get this mixed up. I don't want any mica powder floating. And I know it's going to if I don't mix this very well. That's such a pretty color. Okay. Okay. I'm going to say we're good. I hope. Now, clean this off. Put our white in here. I need to learn to store this thing upside down. Okay. This should be plenty. That ocean white paste is so pigmented it doesn't take much at all. But now you do got to make sure you get this mixed up. Any paste, you don't want a clump of it not mixed and ruin your whole piece. Okay. All right. Try to get all this mixed. Mix, mix, mix. Scrape my stick, see if I got any that's not mixed up. See it? Still a little streaky on the stick. There's a little red. Oops, must have missed a little bit. Oh well. It'd be alright. It's not enough that it's going to change my color. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to throw it to the side. Now, got to get this stick out of here. Scrape all that off because I don't want to put any unmixed resin down in my paste. So I'm going to wipe all this off. Get it again. All right, got it. Now, we're going to drip how in the world do I do that? I don't know. I'll find a way. Okay, it's not separated any, so that's good. So we're just going to wipe that off. You really don't need a lot. I'm just going to leave whatever's on that side of the stick. Now, that is a true red. There is no hint of pink to this at all. I've done craft shows before and people ask me how I got my red. Because they haven't found one. So I'm telling you this Bucky red from Eye Candy. Oh, and I do have a 10% off discount code for Eye Candy products. It's always in the description. Plus, I'll put it on the screen for you guys. And right now, the Bucky red. Well, y'all won't see this until... No, it's... Yeah, y'all won't see this until after. It's just this week. But this week, the Bucky red is $10 instead of $14 because of it is the color of the week. Okay, scrape all that paste down in there. I gotta get it mixed up. And because I stuck my stick down in the jar, a lot of it likes to stay on the stick. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to scrape all this off. get everything I can. And then I'm going to take, I can still feel paste coming off. I'm going to try to get all of that paste off there. That way, I know I can get it completely mixed now. So, just put some resin over top of that where I scraped it. I'm going to scrape this down into my cup. And then we're going to mix that. It looks pink because I'm doing this beside my pink mold, and it's making it look like it's got a pink tint even though it doesn't. That's funny. Okay, I think we're good and mixed. So, wipe this off because we're done with it. Alright guys, I'm going to get these in the vacuum chamber. Now I'm going to do a spritz of alcohol on each one. That prevents it from bubbling up so much in the vacuum chamber. So, I'll see you back in just a moment. Alright guys, so got my colors. I'm going to spritz around the edge of that mold because I know that it's going to get bubbles. But the thing with this one is the front's going to be the front. Like back there, you're not going to see it. What's going to matter is the side that we see here. So we're just going to put some white in here. Get our red. Okay. However, this side back here, marbles, is what we're going to see. And we're not going to need all this, I don't think. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Some more white in there. Now I've got to leave room. Nope, not that one. For my okay. I gotta leave room to top coat this and to put our letters on. So that's all we're going to use. So let's pour our colors back together and see what we used. Okay. There we go. Get our white in here, which is liable to turn pink. I hope it doesn't, but yeah, if it does, it does. We gotta see what we can put this in, how much we got. All right. There we go. What do we have? We have right at 3 ounces. So we only used 7, which isn't bad. Now, let's spritz some alcohol on that, pop those bubbles. And I think this only uses 3, so we're going to make it again. I love this box. The black, oh my gosh, it was just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Loved it. I want to try to get some alcohol down in those little ridges on the edge. Okay. And I have to go around it and see if I can get some of the bubbles out, because I'm sure there's going to be some in there. And let's scrape all this out to fill this up. Okay, almost. We still got quite a bit down in here if I scrape. Okay. All right. We are good. I might end up having to trim that because I believe I've probably put too much in it. But that's okay. Last little scrape. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to try to see if I've got any bubbles in there. Now, there is a place in this mold when I made it that had a bubble in the mold. My fault. It's right there. So it'll be something I trim off after I make it. Okay, now let me go around all those little... I think that might be why I end up creating bubbles. Usually I don't get too many though. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to take just a little out of this one to put over here. I feel like I've got too much in that. Okay. Like I said, I know it holds 3 ounces, so that was exactly what we had left. And there we go. Spritz that one. All right, guys, I got a hair in there. I will have to cover this over because I'm making it for somebody else. So, all right, we will let this cure up. I'm going to clean the cup. Now, we'll let this cure up. Let me get my tent. It's just a food net. These little umbrella food nets. We'll keep everything out of there and let that cure up without getting anything in it. All right, guys. We'll let it cure up. We'll come back and we'll do our next part. So, see you guys in a bit. Alrighty, guys. So, this should be cured. Yeah. Now, we'll demold that when we demold everything together. Move that out of the way. Yeah, this is good. Probably won't need about 3 ounces for this. I printed my letters off. And they will fit. I covered up the name just so you can't see it. And I've already took my little scraper and I scraped it. That way it'll stick to my paper. And I'm just going to pull this off. Okay. And do it just like you would a what is it called? UVDTF sticker. Just stick that on there. It's according to how cured the resin is as to if it will stick now or if I need to scrape it. I think this is going to be pretty. Sometimes it'll just go ahead. Nope, I got to scrape it. I have the hardest time getting this stuff to come off. It really likes this paper, but it doesn't like to come off on the resin pieces. So anybody got a trick to this that you use? Some of them are coming off, and then some of them I'm going to have to do on my own and try to get it to kind of come off. So it's going to take some time, and hopefully I can keep it straight. There we go. There's that one. Okay. The E doesn't want to come off here, so there we go. If I just kind of roll it up and then just press it down. I'm going to try to keep the name covered. Oops. Okay. Now, try to just fold this in on itself. That way, hopefully I can keep the name covered and we can do the top. Then I'll put this on a pause as I get the name off. And mix up. I'm going to mix up 4 ounces just in case. Here we go. Just make sure it's all flat. I want to mix up 4 ounces, and I'm going to put a little sparkle in it. So I think it needs a little sparkle. But I'm going to get the name off, guys, and I'm going to figure out how I can cover the name up as we pour it. So I'll see you back in just a moment. All right, guys, so I'm just going to show this bottom part instead of the top half. That way I'm not breaking any HIPAA violations or anything. So I've got my bond crafter, and this is part B. I'm going to do 2 ounces because I'm going to do a total of 4. And then if we have any left, just need a good stick. Where's all my good sticks? There we go. If we have any left, we'll pour it into something else. But we're just going to put a little crushed crystal in here. I think 3 ounces is going to be plenty, but I'm going to do 4 just in case. I want it nice and domed. Okay, there we go. 2 ounces of part B. I like these little containers to use for when you're doing small amounts. This is great. All right, now let's go up to 4. Or if you don't use a lot of resin and you do small projects, these small bottles are really good. Come on. Almost. Just about. Okay, we're good. There we go. Now, we're going to put just a little crushed crystal in here. Got it here. The unicorn art. And y'all know, a little tiny bit of this stuff goes a very long way. I usually don't do very much at all. I can't get what I want. Well, I can't get it into my scooper. I'm losing it. Yeah, I think that'll be plenty. I've got it everywhere. We don't need a lot. We just need a little, right? Yeah, that's plenty. All right. since I've let this fly everywhere and now I look sparkly. All right, guys, I'm going to get this mixed up for 3 minutes, put it in the vacuum chamber, and we'll be back to pour in just a moment. All right, guys, so we're ready. Got my resin, and I am going to give a quick little spritz because I do not want bubbles down in this. I'm going to go right around the edge. And you know what? I think it's going to take every bit of it. Okay. But we're also going to make a stand. Where's my spatula? Scrape all of this out. Let's see. It actually looks pretty level. The back looks like it's a little higher than the front. So, it could be my table. I'll have to check and level it out. I've leveled this thing so many times and just, it'll say level, and then I go to do something, and it's still not level. And I've used multiple levels. I went and bought another board and put on top of this table. I've propped it up. I've done everything. All right. I think that's going to be our last little bit there. A little drip drop. And the stand, I think we're going to do the same way and just do it in clear. Now I got bubbles. I'm going to let that set for a little bit. I can't. All right. Could be the mold. But I'm going to let it set. I'm going to take a heat gun to it and blow it once my alcohol that I spritzed down in there is good. And I'm going to move this out of the way and get ready, and we're going to pour our stand. See you in just a moment. Alrighty, guys, so this is my stand. It's 2 pieces. I'm just going to put them back to back. And I'm going to mix up about I was thinking about 6 ounces. 3 for each, but I think it might be 4 for each. So, let's see. Let's do 8 ounces just to be on the safe side. All right. And we're going to make it match what we did with the stand. And we're going to put the crystal in it. All right, get me a stick here. I need a big stick, not a little stick. Okay, here we go. Now let's do 4 ounces. Ooh, I better be ordering some more resin. I think I've got another gallon. I use so much. I keep Amazoning busy. But now I love my bond crafter. I haven't used anything other than bond crafter in so long. I had bought all of these different ones to try. And then Bond Crafter sent me some to try, and I love theirs so much I don't buy any other. All right, let's get some crystal in there. I'm curious to see how our jar turned out. If it marbled. Okay. All right, that's plenty. You know what? I got some red. This is Max Sparkle Red by Color Passion. Since it's a red tray, let's use a little bit of it. And I'm putting quite a bit in there since there's nothing else. This is going to be clear, just sparkly. Well, if I can get my lid back on. I have the hardest time getting these lids to go on straight. There it goes. All right. Now, red and silver. I think that'll be very pretty. All right, guys, I'm going to mix this up for 3 to 4 minutes, put it in the vacuum chamber, and we're going to be back to pour this stand in just a moment. All right, guys, got our resin ready. Now, there's some little areas right down in there that I'm going to tell you are a little difficult, so I'm spraying quite a bit of alcohol in here. I know most of it's going to evaporate before I even get this filled, I think. I just want to make sure that I get it around the edges and down in those little tiny holes there. Because if I don't, then they'll be missing and this won't snap together. Now I'll take something down through there and try to work with it as well. I can see bubbles down in that. I think this is the one that has the holes and the other one has the little nibs. Okay. I'm going to have quite a bit left. I'm going to pour a little bit more onto that plate. And, okay, where's the hole? Right there. Okay, I don't see a bubble there. If I can see, well, it does look like there's one. I can't tell. Ooh, I just poked a hole right down through that. That was not a good idea. I think it'll be okay. And then I'm going to go all the way around this in case there's any, well, I think I'm creating bubbles. See if I see any that I can pluck out. It's hard when you have the little shimmer stuff. Now there's the part that's going to go up into that little nib. And that's got to be my husband. Give me just a second. Give me just a second, guys. All right, guys. Let's finish filling these up. You guys probably remember me telling you about my neighbor's house burning down a few months back. So they bought another house and they've decided to sell their property beside of me. It's not even maybe an acre. And I told my husband that I'd love to buy it. It's right beside of our property. But they want $125,000 for less than an acre of property, or right at an acre. I told him, I said, you can tell them if there's no house, the house has to be tore down. It was burned. I said, no, thank you. I'll pass on that. I've never heard anybody give $125,000 for an acre of property. I think they're out of their mind. Okay, let's dome this one up. But yeah, they can find somebody else. All right. There we go, guys. That took, I have 2.5 ounces left. So, I'm not going to put a whole lot in this other one over here, I don't think it needs it. I'm not going to show you guys this. I'm just going to try to pour some in here and get it to dome up a little bit. All right. Alrighty. See what we got. How much I poured over here. I think I can still pour a little bit more. I might get all of this. It's only got about 1 ounce left. I think I can get every bit of it into this tray. So I'm just going to pour it on this one. And I'm sorry I'm not doing this on camera, guys, but that's it. We'll let all this cure up. I'll cover the name and we'll come back for a demold. See you shortly. All right, guys, so I got everything done. It's all cured up. I'm going to have to trim this sucker up and then we'll get this domed beautifully. Let's get our little box. I'm going to mold this again. And I might put it on my eBay store because I love this little box. But there is a video also that links this box from Amazon and shows you how to make this mold. If you guys like making molds or have wanted to try, I need to put some silicone oil on him. I've got to trim that. I always overfill that. Alright, and the lid. Oh, no bubbles. Now see, I got a bubble on that when I made the mold. So, all you got to do is get your little clippers. And I just clip that right off. And when I mold it again, I might take and that's got to be trimmed as well. Well, I like the way the top marbled. Sides didn't marble too much. It's more... Alright, and I'm going to lotion him down. Oh no. I touched it and I got a fingerprint. Let's see if I can take some heat. He may not be ready to demold. If I can take some heat and get rid of that fingerprint. There we go. If you do that, you leave a fingerprint. If it's not too bad, then you can take a heat gun and melt your fingerprint right out of there. So we're going to wait and demold that later. We're going to put some oil on this. Treadmill belt lubricant. I'm going to put a little bit down in there. Probably put way too much, but you know what? I can wipe it out if I do. Oh, look. I got a hole. I think it's just silicone lubricant. This is 100% silicone oil. So it's going to soak right down in there. And I can't remember who told me to do this, but thank you so much. I'm just going to tear that off. But it will make your molds last so much longer. So do this to all your handmade molds. I've done it to a few of my bought molds as well. And they do fine with it too. Like I said, I probably use too much, but she says that I can wipe this off. For the life of me, I can't remember who it was that told me. I'm going to have to start making notes to hang on my wall. That way I can thank the person by name. There we go. And this is a matte mold, so it doesn't matter if it stays matte or not, right? But there we go. Got that done very well. This one's done up very well. And you just let it set to the side and soak all that up. Awesome. I don't spill it. And this little kit, the one I got, it came with different little, I'll link it for you guys. It came with a big bottle to refill. And it came with 2 little ones. And disposable gloves. And your little funnel to refill. But learn something new, I'm going to pass it on. Because I did not know that you could do that. Yeah, this is done perfect. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. And there's the back marble. He's going to love this. And then, you all won't know it. Uh-oh, got a little overage. I do. Gotta pick a little bit of that off. I'll let it completely cure up. It's not completely cured. Alright. But guys, I'll see you back in just a moment for you all. And this afternoon when I get off from work, for me, I'll trim that up. And we'll demold these then. I just want them to make sure I don't get no more fingerprints. So, and we'll fix our box. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so these are done. Let's turn some light on. Here we go. They're cured up. I let them set for 2 days. I got a string on my jacket. Getting ready to go to work. I just wanted to demold these before I go. And see what I mean? It didn't get the little nub. Well, there is no little nub there. Okay, this one's got the holes. Got it. Alright. It does have the holes. At least we're good on that part. This thing is big. I will have to go around it and trim off all this excess. Not much, but just a little. And if I can find where I got this in the link, I will put it in the description. I think this thing's about 9 or 10 inches. I think it's about 10 inches if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I got my little piece there. Oh, it did. It came out perfect. Good deal. I've definitely got to trim it up. Now, this goes together. I can do this without breaking it. All right. Okay. Why will it not go down in this bottom one? There it goes. Now, got it. And then we can set our little plaque right on top of it. I'm going to bring you guys down, overlook my background because I got stuff everywhere. But, isn't that cute? I think he'll really like that. Alright guys, I'll snap some photos, put them at the end. I do need to show you my box though, don't I? I'm going to let these lay flat. I don't want this to get to where it won't bend, but I really think it'll be okay. It's set for a couple of days already. And here's the box. I just took black and went over the little squiggles. And then I took silver around the edge, silver around the cross, and a darker silver to outline the cross. And that's all I did. I still got to spray seal it and trim it up. But other than that, we're good. So once this is spray sealed, trimmed up, and this, I will take some photos and put them at the end. And I'll see you guys back for the next video. So bye for now.